Welcome to 30 Minutes with me, Parrish Murphy. Now, I'm sure you've heard of some of the next generational stuff with artificial intelligence. But have you heard what's going on in the medical field? Medical biotechnology is an integrated discipline with applications used in detecting, diagnosing, and treating a range of conditions and diseases from COVID to cancer. Now, to learn more about medical biotechnology, I went to Houston Community College's Coleman College of Health and Sciences. The Coleman College is basically the medical school for Houston Community College and has started a biotechnology program that the medical center has heavily invested in. Dr. Chandra Mittal is the medical biotechnology program director, and I figured, who better to ask about it?
Biotechnology is a technology that is really based on biological materials and biological processes. So when we recreate these processes in the laboratory in order to create a new product or a new process or a new method, then that's what is covered under biotechnology.
Now, how does that change or affect medicine as we know it right now?
It changes medicine in a very radical manner. As an example, today, medicine is no longer only chemicals that we used to use as a medicine or a drug. Today we are using biological molecules as therapeutic molecules. For example, we recently had the vaccine, which is actually a RNA molecule, which was a new vaccine, Moderna and Pfizer, most popular ones. So that is a biological molecule that is being used for that. The same way, antibody therapy. When you use antibodies from patients who already have the COVID, for example, take their blood, take out an antibody, use it into the patients who are suffering today. So that is the basis. Those are the examples of biotechnology in medicine. Medical biotechnology program, we are in the second year of that program. In fact, the students who are working right now are the second cohort for the college. We just graduated first cohort last month, as a matter of fact. So this program we have been running for now, we are in second year, and the program is basically giving them hands-on skill development training so that they can go into the industry, whether the company is making new medicines for cancer or heart disease or diabetes, or creating new diagnostic tests for different diseases. All that is really covered in biotechnology. Today, for example, I was just talking to the students on that board over there, is what are the new tools which are being developed, both for diagnostic purposes as well as for making new medicines. For example, today insulin, which is a popular drug that is used for treating diabetes, is no longer have to kill an animal, either the cow or the pig, to take out their pancreas and then insulin from that. Today we can make insulin in the test tube because of the biotechnology discipline.
With biotechnology covering such a broad range of things, I was curious to know what the Houston Community College program actually covered.
In the training that we are giving is a very comprehensive training. They will learn analytical techniques. They will learn preparatory techniques. They will learn DNA analysis. They will be able to, for example, work in a crime detection lab. They will be able to work in a lab that trying to decide the issues about who is the father as a dispute. So these are the examples of the kind of technique that they are learning here. These techniques are used widely in medical industry, in biotechnology industry, in pollution control industry, in diagnostic manufacturing companies are using. In fact, some of our students from last cohort are already working in a company which is making what we call therapeutic cells for specific cancer treatment. Because what we are calling today is personalized medicine. Personalized medicine means if somebody has a cancer, then today the technology can create a therapeutic program which is specifically for that particular individual. That is called personalized medicine. So that is only possible because of the technique that we are teaching to the students here in this program.
Dr. Mattel looks like a proud papa when he talks about the medical biotechnology program.
What I enjoy is biotechnology, medical sciences is my passion. It always has been for the last 55 years. And I enjoy most the teaching. I love to teach young generation. And my philosophy of teaching is to inspire them. I do not tell them things that they have to themselves figure out how they do that. So that their interest is there, I motivate them, I inspire them. My own background is such that my own example, my own experiences, and own discoveries which have brought out new medicines today in medicine. For example, the products are being sold in the market on nitric oxide products. I'm the discoverer of nitric oxide in 1977, and this is the discovery that got 1998 Nobel Prize in Medicine to my person with whom I was doing the discovery, Dr. Fred Murad. So that is my contribution to medical sciences, and I bring all that experience to my students and tell them how things happen in medical field or how they have happened in the past. So that's what keeps me going.
Yeah, thanks for dropping that little Nobel Peace Prize tidbit. That's huge. That's amazing.
It is in medicine,
That's amazing.
the Nobel Prize in Medicine,
That is amazing.
1998. What we may hope to accomplish is to create a workforce which is really needed in the expanding scenery of medical sciences in Houston. We have a lot of new companies coming in for manufacturing area. We also have a lot of medical, in the Texas Medical Center, major expansion in the research activities. Our students can, and we are working, some of them in the research laboratories. So what I essentially wish and hope to accomplish is to provide useful opportunities for our students in the new field which are developing. So that is the idea.
So what does the future of medical biotechnology actually look like?
The future of this field is tremendous. With the now computer technology coming into play, we have a course called bioinformatics, where our students are learning the computer science, computational biology. What this is doing is, today, when I was, until few years ago, we only knew that human body has only 100,000 proteins. Today, with the help of computer science and AI on top of that, today we have already known some 200 million proteins, or some number around that number, that we can do. What it is doing is, it is providing us new knowledge, new insights into the biological structures, and that what all things they can do. Antibody therapy is a very good example. What it is doing is, it is not only giving the so-called antibody effect, it is doing many more things than that now. So we can utilize all these capabilities of these molecules in order to create new applications, whether they are therapeutic applications, diagnostic applications, or creating new products. So this is a very exciting area for next 20, 30 years, I would say. Biomanufacturing, I forgot to mention, is another major area, major expansion happening in the nation. President Joe Biden has recently signed an executive order to boost all the community colleges, universities, to boost curriculum in biomanufacturing. As a result, Texas is working on a regional certificate in biomanufacturing, and we are part of those discussions. And we, in our own program, are also creating the courses in biomanufacturing, and very soon we will have a special certificate in the biomanufacturing field.
When we come back, we'll hear from Houston Community College's president of Coleman College.
Yes, who's next on a scale that never fails?
What about me? Can you guess my weight?
Well, when it comes to your weight, I'm going to tell you what I know. I know the healthier option often isn't an option, that you don't exercise enough because you can't, and how everyone blames you, especially yourself. I know your weight is out of control because I know it's not just what you're eating, it's what you're being fed.
When I got out of the Marine Corps, I was not just, working with my physical disabilities, I was emotionally broken. I remember thinking, how did I get here? How? It was affecting me in my marriage. My husband, he didn't know how to help me. He actually called Wounded Warrior Project. Wounded Warrior Project had this thing called Couples Odyssey.
It was an eye-opener, and I think it really saved our marriage.
They gave us books and resources and tools on how to help us with that. I just love him. I love you, honey.
I love you too.
Watching her fight for her mental health, fighting for other veterans, fighting for this family, helped me to fight too. Well, I always loved her, but I love her 10 times more for that.
Not all wounds are visible. If you or a loved one are suffering, visit woundedwarriorproject.org/notalone.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
Let me introduce you to the president of Houston Community College's Coleman College, Dr. Philip Nicotera. The Coleman College is basically HCC's medical school.
So medical biotechnology is where we train students to work in a lab. So let's take that as the fundamental basis of what it is. So you come in, we teach you laboratory skills. How to pipette, which is really taking up fluids, putting them in a beaker or creating some type of sample. Taking it the next step further is what the end result would be, is we're going to teach you how to work in a lab that's either doing research for chemotherapies or to identify different types of cancers and how to cure them, how to create and work with perhaps pharmaceuticals that target certain types of diseases. So that's the end result. So we're taking you and giving you some basic laboratory skills and then bringing you up that ladder to get to more detailed and more specific types of learning experiences.
The biotechnology program at Houston Community College hasn't been there for long. The Texas Medical Center thought it was so good, not only did it invest quite a bit of money in it, they also developed a partnership with HCC's Coleman College.
The program is really starting to catch on. So we've just graduated a group of students, and my understanding is 75% of them already have jobs, which is great. And we just started a new cohort, and so they just started a couple weeks ago. One of the things that we're doing is currently the medical biotechnology program is an advanced technical certificate. And so the way that it's designed is for individuals that have a degree in a science or a healthcare field to come into the program and do this certificate in medical biotechnology. So one of the things that as we go out into the community and speak with employers, we're starting to see that there may be a need for us to move the program to an associate degree. So we're in the process of getting the curriculum approved so that the program can be an associate degree. We'll also keep the advanced technical certificate, so we'll keep that pathway for those that already have a degree. But for those that don't have a degree, that find interest in this program, they can come in with a few prerequisites and get right into the program. So therefore, they don't need an entire 4-year degree to get into the program, but yet when they come out, they'll be an equal with those that graduate with the ATC, or the Advanced Technical Certificate.
One of the things that's great about the partnerships that Houston Community College develops is that they cater programs to the need of their partners who need employees. This translates to students not only getting necessary credentials, but more importantly, getting jobs.
So right now, they get an advanced technical certificate in medical biotechnology. We're hoping that in 2024, our associate degree will be approved, so then they will be able to, also there'll be a pathway for an associate degree in medical biotechnology. So it'll be an AS in medical biotechnology.
At the end of the day, this is about jobs and money, because if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
The salary is going to be somewhat variable. And so they're going to, depending on, someone with an AS might come out earning a little bit less. The ATC, they'll probably earn about $85,000, whereas somebody with the AS will probably go $70,000 to $75,000, and then as they gain more skill and et cetera, they could move up the ladder more.
Money sounds good, but what is the demand for these jobs?
There's various levels of demands. So many of us, one of the things that the Texas Medical Center has been working on the past few years is advancing the research in the Houston market. And so they're investing a lot into what they call the TMC Helix. They've brought in some very skilled individuals to lead that project. And so the TMC Helix is to really create a very vibrant research area within here. So there'll be major universities and healthcare systems that will participate in upping the level of research that we currently do here in the Texas Medical Center. So we already do a lot of research that's somewhat scattered about between various healthcare organizations. With the Helix, it's sort of consolidating them to work collaboratively to really be a leader in research, number one. The second thing is, Houston's a great market with the TMC, and attracting companies that are developing new types of therapies, whether it's in chemotherapy or immunology, whatever, because of the TMC and the type of healthcare systems that we have here. So I'll give you an example. Just yesterday, I met with an organization that moved here from Germany a couple of years ago. So they were working, so we all know Moderna. So Moderna did one of the vaccinations for COVID, right? So they were working with them on something, and so they decided to move on. So they moved to the United States. They have a couple of facilities right here near the TMC, and they are just about to open a much larger facility in Fort Bend County. And they're working on some very interesting and very promising cancer therapeutics. So there's lots of opportunities there. There's plenty of companies already here in the Houston market that would hire these students that graduate with those types of skills, those laboratory types of skills that are necessary for them to further their research.
Artificial intelligence, it's about to become vastly significant in all of our lives.
Yeah.
How is biotechnology going to shape our world in the future?
So that's a really great question.
I thought about it. I wanted to be as journalistic as I could.
You know, so as you look at AI, there's a lot out there right now. So when we look at what we're doing in medical biotechnology, so we're looking at therapies, we're looking at mapping genes, we're looking at understanding what cells are doing, in terms of how they reproduce in an individual and cause disease. And so one of the benefits of AI that I see, at least in this field, is being able to quickly access the data that you need from around the world on what's going on. So if you're looking at the example I gave you with the company I just met with 2 days ago, so they're going into their clinical phase 2 trials with the FDA. So you want to look at what everyone else is doing and how that might apply to your research. So using that data that you can extract from AI, I think will be essential. AI will allow you also to look at cases, patient cases out there on whatever it is you're studying. So you could gather a large amount of research in a short period of time to help you determine what direction you should take with your research.
We'll be back to take a look at a multi-billion-dollar industry. Stay tuned.
As a professional musician, Lachi stays true to her creative vision, even with continuing vision loss. But she's not alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Lachi, winning means using her voice to bring hope to others with vision loss. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
When a child is sick, there's one thing they need: a really big cookie.
Welcome to RMHC.
We're not big on poking sticks and beeping machines, but we're the best at playing dress up. We think the tooth fairy should travel everywhere, and while hospitals have doctors and nurses, we have mom and dad. Because at Ronald McDonald House Charities, we help families feel at home, even when they can't be.
Cosmetology. The word cosmetology comes from the Greek word cosmetikos. It's the professional skill or practice of beautifying the face, hair, and skin. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Some typical duties of cosmetology are inspecting the scalp and skin and recommending the service or treatment, discuss hairstyle options, shampoo and color and condition hair, chemically change hair texture, cut and dry and style, trim facial hair, and that's just to name a few of the things that they do. Now, outside of making you look beautiful, there is a health component to cosmetology as well.
Cosmetology is necessary because of all the science and the sanitation that's involved. Many people don't know that without the science of cosmetology, there can be a lot of health issues such as lice, such as transferable diseases, such as communicable diseases. And so the importance of having cosmetology is to prevent these things from happening. We want to make sure that we're in compliance with Texas Department of Licensing. So when we're teaching these students, they're understanding what's out there and the health standards that's out there, so we can teach them the right way so things won't happen and any accidents or incidents won't happen.
Shanice Britton is the Department Chair of Consumer Arts and Services at Houston Community College's Southeast Campus.
It's funny because a lot of the students, they think they're just going to come behind the chair, but what they don't know is, they have to know the science. We have to know why there's transferable diseases. You have to know the biology part of it, or the pathogen diseases. We have to know all of these different things from a health standpoint.
It's not just sitting in the chair and changing how you look. There is a science involved in this cosmetology thing. I asked, what are some of the misconceptions about cosmetology?
That mostly is that you're just standing behind a chair and just doing hair. That you don't need a license, that you don't need, some people go on to get their degrees, that you don't need anything but just to have a comb and a brush and you can just stand behind the chair and do hair. And that is unfortunate, that's a misconception for it.
Oh yeah, there's a test too.
Absolutely. They have to take a state board test, and that test consists of a written and a practical. The written is 100 questions that's provided throughout what they have learned here at HCC, and then the practical is all the hands-on industry experience.
Oh yeah, they also teach facials as well. Now, before you start thinking facials is some form of upper echelon, bougie, high society pampering, let me educate you. Facials help renew skin cells by curating the blood flow under the skin, which helps decrease puffiness and fluid buildup. It also eliminates blackheads, increases collagen production, and helps improve skin elasticity, delaying the signs of aging.
Skin is the largest organ in the body, which some people don't know that, so I'll share that skin fact with you. And we often neglect it, right? We just know that it's with us all the time. So coming in to get a facial is really important part of skin health The skin tells us what's going on inside the body, and coming to get that hour of relaxation is always nice.
So here's what you need to know about the skin you're in.
Just taking care of your skin can be so important because with an esthetician, they can share with you skin safety. And in Texas, we all need to be wearing SPF, but some people don't know that. So we'll talk about that whenever our clients come in.
Here's what you need to know if you want to do facials.
They have to have really good skin science behind what they're doing and understand the diseases and disorders and how to do a great skin analysis so they can, know what they're working with. And then once we move through that skin histology, we jump into infection control because that's a huge part of providing public services. Anytime you're in any sort of healthcare, and skin therapy is healthcare, we use universal precautions, and so that's a big part of it. Those are the sciences, and then there's the fun side, right? So we do fashion shows, so we learn makeup and lashes, and there are other fun parts to being in the program as well.
Now, if you're going to make someone else look good as a cosmetologist, self-care and maintenance are very important.
Oh, it's very important. Students need to know that in order to be able to provide for themselves and to maintain how, when they're interacting with clients, hygiene, everything that goes along with it, you have to make sure that we're making sure they have to have the self-maintenance for that. Houston Community College has a whole school of cosmetology. Our program is 3 semesters, which is, you'll say, a year and a half. Quickly, it depends on when the students get their license. Once they complete our program, most of these students, they go on to state board, they get their license, and we would say most students are employed anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And it's funny that you say that. It's really just not a requirement. In order to get in this program, of course, it's a level 2, so they have to take TSI testing. But the students that we get is from all walks of life. We have students that have been incarcerated. We have students that are moms. We have students that just graduated out of high school. But we don't treat any student different. We want them to come here and be successful so they succeed and be a business owner. We look at it as a second chance, because we have students that come in and say, this is my final hope. This is the last thing for me. I have to do this. So we want to make sure that we encourage them, that they're going on to do great things. And we're pretty much, I would say, more of a mentor as well, because we want to make sure that they're on the right task. If it's something that they can't do, we want to make sure that we're here to provide for it. Even if they can't get to school, we have great success coaches that's under our consumer arts and sciences that give them resources for food, for bus passes, for whatever they need. So we look at it, there's no excuse, because we're going to make sure that we're here to help you by any means necessary. It's definitely a team effort. We have some great instructors here. Dr. DeJohn, who is one of our estheticians, Ms. Nelson, who is our senior instructor. We also have Ms. Chavez, who's our freshman instructor. And we have a host of junior instructors who are adjuncts here that are very great in this field. So the great thing about them, they're credentialed. A lot of them are salon or spa owners. So they definitely know the industry. It's not something they're just coming in and doing as a day-to-day. They actually leave here, they're going to their spas. They're getting the workforce industry experience, and they're bringing it back to our students so they're able to teach them.
If you would like any additional information about classes or to find out what's going on at HCC's Coleman College or the Cosmetology School, go to hccs.edu. That's hccs.edu. We'd like to thank all of the wonderful people at HCC's Coleman College, as well as all the great people at HCC's Cosmetology School for being so helpful and so accommodating to us. And also, thank you for watching. I know you have other alternatives in your viewing pleasure. We are truly honored here that you chose us here at 30 Minutes. For all the wonderful people that helped put 30 Minutes together, I'm your host, Parrish Murphy. We will see you next time.